Let's keep this simple. What I love about Pac-Man World 2. Number 1. I love the level design in this game. How creative can you get with a maze like this? Well, let's stop there. This is not just the Waka 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 game, it's actually a 3D platformer. Pac-Man World 2 was developed by Namco in 2002 for the iconic time period of the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox, and is the second in the series. I've played and replayed this game so much as a kid, and I like to think it really left an impression on me. In the actual game, the story kicks off with the 4 iconic ghosts taking all the golden fruit from the center of town, and scattering them throughout Pac-Land. The overarching goal is to traverse the vast lands of Pac-Man World and take back the golden fruit. The story isn't groundbreaking in any way, but we never play these types of games for the storyline. Back to my original point, we play them for the level design. The game is similar to Mario platformers, where the main objective is to get to the end of the level. There are obstacles to avoid, enemies to kill, and even mini puzzles to solve to get to the end. There are a total of 6 different lands. You have grassland, forest, snow, volcano, sea, and ghost worlds, each with 3 levels and a boss battle at the end of each world. And guys, the variety of what you get, level by level, is fantastic. Progressing through Pac-Man World 2 as a kid, what went through my mind the whole time was, oh my god, what are the next set of levels going to be like? Of course, said a lot less eloquently. Each world is so distinct. Take the snow world for instance. None of the levels in this world are similar to each other in any way. Ice River Run is your typical platformer level, jumping from rock to rock to get to the end and learning what the mechanics are like with ice. Then, you get to Avalanche Alley, and it's literally just a level where you run away from this mega avalanche that also somehow rubber bands like Mario Kart CPUs do. Finally, you have the Big Bertha of the snow levels, Blade Mountain, a fast-paced, entertaining level where Pac-Man is plopped on skates and must clear ramps and skate through this menacing cave to reach the end. This game had amazing level design to me. First, it ensured that each level in a specific world built on difficulty from the previous level. Second, new gimmicks are being constantly introduced and reworked in innovative ways as you progress through the game. Level progression is even complemented by visual storytelling as you advance through a certain area. The lava worlds do this flawlessly, having the first level act as a transition between snow and lava. You start off in the cave area with ice, then the ice slowly disappears as you progress through the level. Then, at the end of the level, you finally see lava, and officially quote-unquote enter the volcano. It's brilliant. On another note too, our iconic title character, Pac-Man, is not just your typical guy either. He can, well, rev roll and butt bounce. This leads me to the next point that I love about this game. His butt! Number 2. I love the way you control Pac-Man in this game. It's literally a blast playing as Pac-Man. These developers really nailed Pac-Man's movesets. This being a 3D platformer, they could have made his entire moveset generic by just being able to jump, move, and attack, but the 2 moves of rev rolling and butt bouncing really enhance this game and give it its own character. Seeing and hearing Pac-Man's butt bouncing enemies is a visual and sonic treat to me. And don't even get me started on butt bouncing B-doings. I'm telling you guys, I can literally just bounce on these all day. And B-doing Woods is a top 5 level for me because of the sheer amount of these in this level. It's literally so satisfying, and as an early 2000s iPad kid in training, it's probably a huge reason why I love this game a lot. Even finding enemies with this move is a blast. The Ghost Bayou skeleton challenges, in particular, were a favorite of mine. Rev rolling as Pac-Man also works wonderfully and is utilized in a variety of ways as you progress. You have a pit? Easy. Just rev roll over it. You can even spice up this challenge by having you grab a collectible while you're mid-air in a rev roll. So before getting to my next point, I'd also like to give a quick story about my childhood. As I replayed this game over and over again, I had a mental record in my mind of all the parts, or what I thought were actual impossible parts of this game. An example of this is this falling pillar part into the volcano. I always wanted to grab this life in this path, but I never knew how to actually grab it and make it to the end. I totally just believed that the developers put this life in as a trap. Replaying this game now, I realized that you could actually use this falling pillar at the correct moment to use it as a ramp to rev roll to the end of this level. This is such a creative and difficult mini puzzle to figure out playing this game. Gold star developers, and this creativity leads me to my next point. Number 3. I love the sometimes unfair difficulty of this game. And slight asterisk here, playing this game start to end, just completing every level, is easy. But to me, my favorite part, and maybe I just love tedious challenges, is the actual overall difficulty to 100% this game. This game isn't just a platformer, it also acts as a collectathon as well. There are various fruits, tokens, and loads of Pac dots to collect in each level. These act as mostly optional to collect. However, if you want to 100% each level, you must collect everything. Another component to this is, in order for what you collect to also count, you have to survive until the next checkpoint. This is a practice I know of what a lot of platformers and collectathons adopt, but to me, this is also what made 100%ing this game a true challenge. And okay, let's step back. Since this is just a classic collectathon concept, why does it make the game so hard? Well, the difficulty stems from a few special levels, one where you are unable to actually turn around. This means that in order to 100% these levels, you have to be flawless with your execution in between checkpoints and collect everything perfectly. Blade Mountain and Haunted Boardwalk specifically are a real test of precision and persistence to get through at 100%. Take this line of Pac dots on this ramp in Blade Mountain, for instance. You have to be perfect and grab every single one while maintaining your speed to clear the ramp and hit the box at the top. And because this game is devious and doesn't hand out checkpoints willy-nilly, you have to perform this maneuver 4 times in a row perfectly to make it to the next checkpoint. And yeah, I know, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Getting the perfect jump arc here in Haunted Boardwalk is slight RNG, honestly. But I still had a blast trying to perform these perfect maneuvers. I was frustrated, obviously, but actually getting through that last part of Haunted Boardwalk perfectly made me feel actually embarrassingly accomplished. So the last component to 100%ing these games are collecting these Galaxians. Collecting these items unlock a level specific maze, which you must complete in order to 100% that specific level as well. This leads me to one of the first few things I actually, hate about this game. And yes, there will be negativity in this game, I'm sorry, I can't help it. What I hate about this game, number 1, the mazes are mid. Ironically, the worst part of the game is what Pac-Man is actually known for. Why are they all the same? Well, let me just say something positive quickly. The visuals for these mazes are great. There's a great variety of different backgrounds to discover as you progress through the game. The issue with these mazes, however, is a lack of difference gameplay-wise. A lot of these mazes just share the same structure, like a typical Pac-Man maze, I guess. But with the creativity I already went over with the level design and the gameplay, there is so much potential of what you could have incorporated too with the actual mazes in the game. Maybe Ice River Run can incorporate ice mechanics, maybe Butane Pain can have certain parts of the level that have the blue fire where you need to click a switch to turn it off, like in the actual level. There are even different types of ghosts found in each world that could have also been incorporated. The original game even did this for all of their specific mazes. The lack of care to these mazes gameplay-wise just caused them to be a drag, especially since they're required to 100% this game. These mazes also connect to a pervasive problem I have within this game. Number 2, I hate the nonsensical gameplay choices in some parts of this game. Okay, so what do I actually mean by this? Picture this. You're playing Magma Opus and you get to this part where you have to defeat this Stony. It's a decent part of this level, and it's the first time you are actually required to beat one of these monsters. But after defeating this Stony monster, you click on the switch, a cutscene is triggered to show you where you must go, and you see it's down here, and oh. The camera pans and literally cuts off the focal point of the shot. Here's another example of this. Take the strawberry box in Avalanche Alley. So in order to open these fruit boxes, you're required to collect at least one of these fruits to open that box. These kind of work as a small puzzle, I guess, because you see one of these fruit boxes, and typically you don't have that fruit yet. So you have to search around the area you're in to find that fruit that you're missing. But with Avalanche Alley, why is this box even here? On this box to the right, you have a strawberry to grab to open this box, which, cool, it's like a simple puzzle, But also, why did they even make it a fruit box here? I already had 8 of these strawberries, and they weren't even difficult to find either. So what was even the point of making this a fruit box? There are legitimately fun gimmicks introduced throughout the levels, but choices like these make the gameplay feel a little more random and less thought out. You have some levels like Blade Mountain and Magma Opus requiring you to complete these levels twice in order to fully 100% the level. You have this part in Treewood Forest that looks like a collectible or a secret would be in, but it actually just has nothing? And you even have this random apple at the top of this random hill in Avalanche Alley. Why is this here? No other fruit in this game is like this. And it's choices like these that make Pac-Man World 2 not reach its highest potential to me. I don't want levels to feel like they went through a random number generator to determine what gimmicks and platforms to incorporate. And this lack of thought bleeds into my next hate point. Number 3. I hate how many quality of life choices are just ignored in this game. What this game is inconvenient. And okay, to Pac-Man World 2's credit, seamless and convenient gameplay was probably not the focus of game developers in the early 2000s. Seriously, so many games were so inconvenient to play back then. To me, there are so many easy quality of life improvements that could have been done to make this game feel more refined. Here are some examples. You need to backtrack for time trials? Well, enjoy the marathon of backtracking the entirety of Pac-Man World. You want to be insane and collect everything in a level like Shark Attack? Well, good luck trying to figure out if you missed anything in between checkpoints, because there will be nothing in the level telling you if you missed something. And okay, I lied. There is one thing that slightly helps. If you collect all of the fruit within a specific level, you get this banner at the bottom of the screen. But still, you have to mentally keep track of this. After you see that 5-second banner, there's nothing else indicating that you collected every apple in a level. 100%ing Yellow Pac Marine was an absolute nightmare. The fruit locations are random, and you can't even follow a guide on GameFAQs on every checkpoint to see if you are on track. You just have to cross your fingers and hope for the best in the level. I ended up getting 99% in Ghost Bayou because I'm missing 11 Pac Dots, and choices like these pervade the whole game. It's not the end of the world, but it still bothered me a lot throughout the game. Well, these are pretty large negatives playing this game, to me, that keep it from being a top tier platformer. But JJ, I thought this was supposed to be a positive video. Okay, fine. At least this game has cheese pizza lava. What? Yeah, cheese pizza lava. Back to what I love about Pac-Man World 2. Number 4. I love the weirdly satisfying visual effects in this game. And okay guys, this isn't science. This is just my weird opinion. But let me tell you why I think this. Like I said, this game is in my hall of fames of games that I could not stop playing as a kid. And I think another large part of why this was how it looked to me as a child. Let's start small scale with the visuals. I think I was just a really weird kid maybe, but there were so many small visual touches that appeal to me so much as a child. First, let's get this out of the way. Cheese pizza lava. Seriously, this lava looks kind of bad, not gonna lie, as an adult, but I still love the novelty of it. I seriously thought lava looked like this as a kid because of this game. Another random quirk was this rabbit chipmunk. You jump on it? Cool. Their bodies were actually made of neon toxic slime. Where's the end of this level? Oh, it's here, signaled by the not in character green and pink dust to run into in this random turtle-ass looking part of the level. What's in this box? Oh, this bead doing platform. How did it fit in here? God if I know. And while this list I'm kind of spewing out might seem like a roast, and it kind of is, these quirky visual choices are probably why I fixated on this game so much as a kid. I mean, look at what happens when you pick up any fruit in this game. It's the original Cocoa Melon. And okay, let's be a little bit more serious about reviewing the visuals here. There are also a lot of large-scale choices with the visuals that really work for me. While it's not the most detailed game, the graphics as a whole hold up pretty well. And maybe I have a warped perception of what games looked like in the early 2000s, but it's bright, it's cute, and each world is distinct and memorable visually. Blade Mountain's cave entrance design was one of my favorite parts of the game. It was indicating that in order to find the true sparkly green-pink exit of the game, you must go deeper and deeper into the belly of this beast. Finally, visually, I also wanted to specifically highlight the ghost world itself. It's a unique spin on this ghost land trope. A highlight for me was the end of night crawling. The shot of all of these torches from the distance, compounded by the eerie music and the crickets chirping, all worked so well together to create this spooky atmosphere. And finally, let's talk about Avalanche Alley. To anyone playing along, let's load the level. Yeah, load Avalanche Alley, and play the level until you get to this specific part. I'll wait. Why? Shh. What's that glorious, beautiful sound I hear? Oh, it's the sweet, sweet noise of pillars falling. Number 5. I love the weirdly satisfying sounds of this game. You thought the visuals were the only good thing? Well, let me play this sound again. Is this not the best thing you've ever heard? And okay, let me explain this again. Picture this. I'm 6 years old. I turn on this game for the first time. I see an apple. I collect it. And I hear this glorious sound effect. The next thing I think about is I have to hear this again. So I find another apple, jump to it, and I hear this sound again. My brain exploded. I did this over and over and over again. The entire game, visually and now sonically, was a sensory overload for me as a kid. Hearing the sound effect of grabbing a fruit or a token was literally like a drug for me. Sound design in a video game is an underrated necessity. Audio effects are a sneaky way to grasp gamers' attentions in video games. It's why games like Flappy Bird and the Pokemon TCG Pocket app work so well. Hearing the paper rip in Pokemon TCGP, coupled with the small vibration in your phone as you're ripping it, is extremely satisfying and addicting, and it brings you back. Pac-Man itself has also maintained its iconic reputation throughout video game history, and a lot of it has to do with its sound design. Hearing the wacka 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 noises and eating ghosts is addicting, and it's probably how it got a ton of people to keep coming back to their arcade games. I mean, shooting in Galaga, that sound, literally the best thing ever created in life. Pac-Man World 2 made sure to emulate this success with its intricate sound design throughout the game. This entire game is just a euphony of noises and is actually the origin story of ASMR videos. It maintains what made the original Pac-Man arcade game so great by still incorporating its iconic fruit, ghost, Pac-Dot noises like in the original game. However, and this might not even be intentional, the sound effects in the overall levels that were incorporated are also super satisfying to listen to. Hearing the pillars crack and fall, obviously a win. Hearing an enemy die morbidly, hearing the crack as you rev roll into the bosses, and the best part, I already mentioned this with controls, but the B-doing platform. Seriously, jumping on these are so satisfying, and 95% of it is because of the sound effect that plays after you bounce on one of them. Sorry, did I say B-doing was the top 5 level? Well, writing this part now, I'm thinking it should actually just be top 3, just because of the sheer amount of B-doing platforms you get to play around with. All jokes aside, the sound design ties back to why I love this game so much now, and also as a kid. It's a dream come true for iPad kids of the current generation. It's satisfying to look at and satisfying to hear. And this symphony of noises is also beautifully accompanied by the next thing I love about this game. Number 6. I love the amazing level soundtracks and the music in this game. The music in this game is so good and underrated! That's all I gotta say. It's a joy to listen to, and it really just enhances your overall experience in the game. I also absolutely adore how every level plays a different rendition of the theme for that world. Let's go to Haunted Boardwalk. It introduces the ghost theme, and it's a little frantic sounding and super fast, adding on to the rush and speed of this level. Then you go to the next level, Night Crawling, and it takes the tempo of this theme down a little, indicating that this level is much more slower paced. And it's choices like these that I absolutely adore in this game. Here's my quick top 5 for the bangers in this game. Number 5, Haunted Boardwalk. Number 4, Butane Pain. Number 3. Be Doing Woods. Number 2. Avalanche Alley. And number 1, and finally the best thing to come out of this game, Yellow Pac Marine's theme. A cute detail too with the music is that there's even a jukebox in this game for you to just play all the music from this game. It's nestled in this arcade and Pac Village. Also nestled with like 4 other Pac-Man games to play too. Whoa, there's so much content in this game. This is great. If I was maintaining a list of what I love about this game, this would definitely be on it. And finally, number 7. I love the depth of content in this game. First, let's talk about gameplay. It adopts the Nintendo practice of having the game be as difficult as you want it to be. What do I mean by this? First, you could just play this game super simple, and just try getting to the end of every level. If you want to add on some more challenges, you could try collecting all the fruit. You want to add on more challenges? You could collect all the tokens and Pac dots. Finally, you can even go fully 100% and complete all the time trials on top of it to get those bonus tokens as well. And this practice of gameplay helped attract a wide range of players picking up this game. It's why I enjoyed it so much playing it as 6 and 25. I could play it as simple or as difficult as I wanted it to be. And the depth is also reflected in a fantastic bonus feature of the game, the Arcade and Pac Village. They incorporated classic Pac-Man arcade games that you could unlock by collecting the tokens throughout the game. Like I mentioned too, you even have a jukebox here where you can play all the bangers of the music in this game out loud. This makes it really convenient to play Pac-Man music at any function, or even on a nice walk outside. And you can even play all the mazes again, but these were kind of mid, so And finally, wrapping up this list, these next few items aren't exactly big buckets of why I enjoyed certain parts of this game. However, here are just a little quick-fire quirky likes and qualms I have. The Pac Dot chains! As a kid, I believed the Pac Dot chains would make good roller coaster rides. I mean, look at this one in Volcanic Panic. You cannot tell me that Namco World wouldn't be a banger. And yes, don't worry too, we could still include the Cheese Pizza Lava. Treewood Forest as a level, a favorite of mine as a 6-year-old and a favorite today. Time trials are a blast and a great way to play each level in a different way. Blade Mountain's time trial particularly made me sweat because you had to be perfect in your execution throughout the entire level. Pac-Mania, it just looks absolutely surreal. And finally, this weirdly fluid tree, don't worry, you aren't high. And on the flip side, here are some quick-fire qualms I have with this game. The ghost world is dark as hell. Ghost Bayou was so cheap on this, I kept dying as a kid because my 2006 TV didn't handle light very well. This game sometimes becomes a nightmare in depth perception. This part, and Into the Volcano, a nightmare. Oh my god. In conclusion, how do I feel overall about this game? Well, I mean, let's just compile the list together. It's simple math. There's more things I love than to hate about this game, so that means I love this game. But in all seriousness, this game does have a really special place in my heart. I was so glad I was able to acquire a copy of this game again, and rebooting it and hearing the title screen theme again made me smile. And yeah, I know, there are glaring negatives in this game, but overall I think Pac-Man World 2 is a genuinely underrated 3D platformer. Okay, and I'll be honest, I definitely had my nostalgia glasses on, but genuinely writing the script, it was so easy, listing and writing out why I love this game so much. Its level design and difficulty paired with its brilliant and lol quirky visual and sound design make Pac-Man World 2 a genuinely fun 3D platformer to complete. And I hope this list of what I love about Pac-Man World 2 convinces you to give this game a try. While it isn't perfect, it's a game where you're able to decide the difficulty and experience what you want for yourself, and it's just a solid platformer overall. And I also hope that this video convinces Namco to create a re-released version of this game. You already did the Re-Pac for the first one, we need another Re-Pac for the second one, please! Anyways, thanks friends for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to watch more videos of me just gushing over games. And okay fine, before we end, Here is the cheese pizza lava. And here is the pillar cracking noise one more time.